Europe has been a seat of many famous kingdoms for centuries. The result is that Europe is sprinkled with ornate cathedrals, resilient fortifications, and beautiful castles everywhere you look. So, let's check out 10 such medieval towns from Europe, each with a thrilling legend attached. Number 10. Prague, Czech Republic. Prague oozes with history in every inch that truly transports you back into the medieval era. The entire city is like an open-air museum, best explored by strolling around, especially across the 600-year-old Charles Bridge with its charming sandstone architecture and 30 bewitching Christian statues lining the balustrades. Just under the bridge flows the Vltava River, offering an enticing cruise to soak in the illuminated city, including the Prague Castle. Its Gothic architecture is spellbinding, and it has seen many royal coronations over centuries gone by. But the most exciting legends come from the Golden Lane just next door. Currently lined with colorful houses, back in the medieval time, the lane housed goldsmith shops, offering mysterious alchemist legends. One of the legends believed to be true is about an old philosopher, Ull, who lived there. He was known to conduct secret experiments in his home. One day, people heard a loud blast from his house, and it leapt into a fire. When firefighters entered the house, they found Ull dead with a yellow stone in his hand. No one knows if he really converted metal into gold, but the legend still draws a lot of people to this part of the city. Number 9. Bergen, Norway. Bergen, believed to be established by Olaf III of Norway after the Viking Age, has been one of Norway's most important trading cities. Known for its stockfish trade, the city became one of the largest trade centers in Europe. Its most historic district, Bergen, means the dock in German. You can still find the colorful wooden houses preserved from olden times that served as merchant buildings. Although trading has significantly been reduced, these houses still offer amazing Insta-worthy backdrops. Some of these wooden houses were destroyed in fires over the years, but were restored using the traditional method to keep the visual appeal intact. Walking through Bergen's charming neighborhoods and the narrow alleys, you can still encounter some medieval relics, such as the Hakon's Hall. One of the oldest buildings in town, it served as the medieval royal residence and banquet hall in the 13th century. Its stone construction symbolizes Norway's vintage architecture. Enjoy the magnificent views from the top of the Rosenkrantz Tower and feel like a Norwegian monarch yourself. The city is especially resplendent in fall, with the amalgamation of reds and yellows as far as you can see. Number 8. Delft, Netherlands. Some cities are medieval, not just because of their architecture, but also because of preserved traditions and arts. Delft is one such city. Known for the traditional ceramic and pottery culture, Royal Delft, the only remaining Delftware factory from the 17th century, is a must-visit. The Italians had brought pottery to the Netherlands, but before the 17th century, the blue and white porcelain products were imported from China. The detailed carvings on porcelain impressed the elite of the Netherlands. However, after the death of the Wanli Emperor in China, the supply of porcelain ware was interrupted. This offered the local potters an opportunity to use local earthenware and paint it a similar blue and white color to resemble the Chinese porcelain. What started as mere imitation art became a worldwide symbol of Dutch craftsmanship and is now considered collector's items. Even today, if you visit the factory, you can experience the clay being poured into handmade molds and white earthenware carefully painted with the iconic Delft blue designs. Later, you can also stroll along the canals and discover the most beautiful spots of historic Delft, such as the new and old churches, serving as the burial grounds for the royal family, ornate with some spectacular stained glass windows. Number 7. Tallinn, Estonia. Tallinn, the capital of Estonia, has seen many rulers come and go. Located on the south coast of the Gulf of Finland, it has witnessed a rare mixture of history and traditions. Although Tallinn offers so many legends, nothing even comes close to the legend of the Oleviste Church, now known as St. Olaf's Church after King Olaf II. Back in the day, Tallinn was undergoing an economic slowdown and needed to become a prominent seaport. The people there decided to build the highest church on what was then a hilltop to attract the sea merchants. After searching for a craftsman for days, they found only one. He offered to build the church for an exorbitant 10 bags of gold, but if they could find out his name, he would build it for free. The people sent a spy to his home, where his wife was singing her baby to sleep, saying, "Olev will bring 10 bags of gold." Triumphant, citizens went to the construction site and called out, "Olev, make sure the cross is erect." Olev was scared of losing the 10 bags of gold, so he purposefully dropped the cross to disprove that his name was Olev. But at that very instant, lightning struck and his body froze to death. This mysterious church still stands tall at the Lie Street in Tallinn's Old Town and has been hit by lightning 10 times since its erection, leaving many wondering if the myth is actually true. Number 6. San Gimignano, Italy. San Gimignano, a Tucson hill town, is absolutely stunning, whose towered skyline steals many hearts every day, and so it's deservedly known as the City of Fine Towers. Originally comprising 72 towers, San Gimignano now only has 14 left. Climb upon any of these to enjoy a surreal bird's-eye view, or check out the festive frescoes at the museums depicting how people dressed and lived in the 14th century. One particular tower that should grab your attention is the Torre dei Salvucci. Salvuccis were one of the wealthiest spice traders of medieval times and arch-enemies of another wealthy family, the Ardinghelli family. When Ardinghellis built one of the tallest towers in the city, the Salvuccis couldn't stay behind. They built 2 towers, but as the height couldn't go beyond 170 feet according to the city's norms, the Salvuccis built 2 130 feet towers, so the total height was 260 feet, exceeding that of the Ardinghellis tower. While who won the Vanity Tower War is unclear, some say that Torre dei Salvucci inspired the Twin Towers in New York. Number 5. Avila, Spain. Castles and towers are pretty common medieval relics in most towns, but its city walls distinguish Avila. Situated at the west of Madrid in Spain's Castile and Leon region, Avila always became the battlefield for the war between the 2 kingdoms in Spain, the Christian-ruled north and the Caliphate of the south during the 11th century. Avila's population was in imminent need of protection, and thus the wall was constructed. With 88 circular towers and 9 gates, the wall spans over 2.5 kilometers, enclosing the entire old town. The towers look like the rook in a chess game, making the whole fortress look all the more beautiful. Even after 900 years, the wall still stands strong, protecting its 12th to 16th century monasteries, basilicas, and convents. The most famous medieval site within is the Avila Cathedral, offering a fine blend of Romanesque and Gothic architecture dating back to 1091. Number 4. Sighisoara, Romania. Transylvania in central Romania instantly reminds you of Count Dracula, and rightly so, because it's the birthplace of Vlad Dracula, the ruler of Wallachia from the 15th century, who inspired the fictional character Count Dracula. But the region also offers many more intriguing legends dating back to the 12th century. During this time, the Saxons from northwestern Europe raided this region and built their new home, Siebenbergen, which means 7 fortresses in German. Sighisoara is one of these fortresses, enclosing the medieval town of the same name. This perfectly intact gem of a town offers unique architectural treasures, such as 9 towers, burgher houses, narrow passageways, cobbled streets, and ornate churches, including the 13th century Biertan. This fortified church stands high on a hill and was considered one of the largest medieval strongholds in Transylvania back in the day. Number 3. Città di San Marino in San Marino. San Marino is a small but independent republic situated on the slopes of Mount Titano. Although surrounded by Italian territory on all sides, it has remained independent since its origin in the 4th century. Except for a brief German occupation in World War II, not even Napoleon tried taking over its independence. As the legend goes, in the 4th century, Saint Marinus fled to this region to escape persecution. Its rich mineral resources also always interested the neighboring bishops and lords. To protect itself, the city built 3 intimidating stone fortresses, Guaita, Sesta, and Mont on the 3 peaks of Mount Titano. These fortresses have preserved the region's independence over centuries and also have attracted tourists from all over the world. Other history retelling structures include the Church of St. Francesco, now a museum, Borgo Maggiore, the oldest commercial center, and Serravalle, the agricultural and industrial center. Number 2. Mont Saint-Michel, France. Remember the iconic castle where Rapunzel was locked away? Well, that was inspired by Mont Saint-Michel, a Gothic Benedictine abbey. Surrounded by a medieval village and situated on a tidal island near Normandy, the abbey was constructed because of a dream. In the year 708, the Archangel Michael appeared in Bishop Aubert of Avrances's vision and instructed him to build this church. After ignoring him the first 2 times, the bishop went on with it when the archangel chastised him the 3rd time. In the 10th century, the abbey became a very popular pilgrimage site due to its arduous journey. The region still experiences the largest tides in Europe. Some can even reach 14 meters. So, pilgrims could only visit during low tides. Therefore, completing the pilgrimage vouched for your commitment to God. Even today, the place has only 50 residents, but close to 3 million tourists annually. Number 1. Istanbul, Turkey. If there's a city on the planet that has seen it all, it's Istanbul. Its strategic location at the Bosporus Strait connecting Europe and Asia made it of great interest to the most famous empires of all times. From Greeks to Romans to Ottomans, everyone left their mark on Turkey. Therefore, you can see a gigantic amalgamation of cultures here through its historic buildings. In each era, as the city was renamed, from Byzantium to Constantinople to the present Istanbul, it was also rebuilt each time. While many old buildings were demolished every time a new empire took over, some remains of each era are still found. One of the most interesting buildings is the Hagia Sophia, originally built as a cathedral in 537, but later converted to a mosque when the Ottomans came into power. Originally decorated with mosaic interiors and marble pillars, the limestone and sandstone minarets were added by the Ottomans. In 1935, it reopened as a museum for people of all religions under Mustafa Kemal Ataturk's regime, but recently it was again converted into a mosque.